Oh, good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show at 11:50 a.m. KKNWS. I'm Reverend Walden. I'm your host. It's my joy to be on the air. And guess what? Guess what? Guess what's coming? For all the people might have some little people. I mean, the Santa Claus is coming for people who believe that and and that and practice that and all of that. I'm happy. I saw Santa on Saturday. I didn't sit on Santa's knee just because it might have been uncomfortable. I mean, Big Con Love was a Santa, and it was over 100 people there waiting with their children. So you know what? Again, this is Reverend Walden, and I want to spread my cheer as usual, and I'm just grateful. I'm so absolutely grateful to actually be here. I mean, because a lot of people are not. So you know what? I'm going to introduce my guest, and he's going to like almost be the Grinch, but he's not going to completely be the Grinch because we're going to liven it up after
Mhm.
that with some Christmas music. And I'm talking to myself today. How you like that? All right, Mr. Rye, just come on.
All right. Thank you very much, Reverend Harry. Really appreciate the opportunity to come on this afternoon. I participated. I had a Seattle Black Firefighter Association jacket. It's 52 years old. Mine's still fit. In Louisiana, they say I'm Poe. But anyway, there has been some underhand stuff going on with the property at 23rd and Pike. Yohannes Seium is attorney for the Seattle Black Firefighters. Roberto Jourdan is on as well. And so there was a press conference this morning, 23rd and Pike. They're dismantling the house. And I won't talk about the other lady, but I'd like to have Roberto do a little history and let Yohannes Seium talk about where we are legally.
Okay. Good afternoon, all, and
Good
Merry
afternoon.
Christmas. So what I'll talk about is maybe Claude Harris was the actual first African American to join the Seattle Fire Department. He was the first African American to become the chief of the Seattle Fire Department. He was in there by himself for maybe 5, 6 years before the next group came along. Jerry Jones, Don Taylor, maybe about 4 or 5 of them that went in there. And so what they ended up doing is forming an organization. It's called Seattle Black Firefighters Association, where they could be able to test together, be able to support each other, be able to. There was a lot of racism going on more racism going on back then than now. Might be about the same, but it's a little sneakier now. But anyway, so there was a house that was bought for the organization, Seattle Black Firefighter House. And as the membership grew, what ended up happening is they were able to pay the house off.
Oh, wow.
The house got paid off, and Chief Harris was trying to become a battalion chief at that time, and he had to sue the city. So they had to go all the way to the Supreme Court, state Supreme Court, and what happened was they took money out of the house to be able to pay for that whole case. So it was paid for, it was done. We ended up winning the case, and everything turned out wonderful. The house has been part of Seattle Black Firefighters Association's organization since that time. About 3 years ago, there were a group of about 3 or 4 people, new people that were in the Black Firefighters Association, that decided that they wanted to sell the house. As for the reason, we haven't really heard a good reason. We haven't heard what they want to do with the money. We don't, or anything of that nature. So what they did was, um, didn't ask anybody within their own organization about selling it. So the 3 or 4 of them ended up being the ones that went in there and they were trying to sell the house. So we went to court and ended up getting a judgment against them about to stop the sale of the house, to get the retired Black firefighters to become members, because what they were trying to do was keep us out of there, because of course we're going to vote to not sell the house and make sure everything went smooth, where there wasn't going to be a dictator that sat there and was dictating all this stuff and not letting everybody know and being transparent about what was going on. So the judge found in our favor and said that there's not going to be a sale of a house unless the retired Black firefighters are made members, and that they are the right to vote in any vote that has to do with the sale of the house. So the case was over and done with, and we thought that was the end of things. But what ended up happening is the same 3 or 4 people proceeded as though there was no judgment, as though
Oh, wait just a minute.
the judge didn't tell them not to do it or whatever else, and decide, okay, well, we heard what you said, but we don't care. We're going to do it our way. And so you're in meetings as a retired Black firefighter. If you go to talk, you get muted. If you say anything, that's not it. It was some gangster moves that were put on the retired members that were in there. And when it came down to actually voting on whether to sell the house or not, they decided that we were not members in good standing and kicked us out of the organization essentially, and went on and sold the house. And so Yohannes, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Just to be real quick about it, I could go deeper.
Well, you got about 6 more minutes between the two of you, so 6 or 7 more minutes.
I'm going to let Yohannes talk about the legal aspect of it. That was the personal aspect of it, and Doug Johnson is the guy's name, the main guy that was doing the underhanded dirty work.
Okay. Bless his heart. we got to get something else going.
Bless his heart, exactly.
All right.
But that was very good. But before I speak, I want to notify you that Clarence Williams, the second president of the Seattle Black Firefighters Associations, I think he is on right now. Is that correct, Clarence? I see him on the screen.
Playing.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw him earlier. All right. Well, I think Roberto summarized the background very well. I'll just say kind of in a nutshell, it is coming down to sort of a person by the name of defendant Doug Johnson, this buyer, Camilla Borges, who showed up at the press conference today, the finance company. We're adding all them to the lawsuit too, the buyer and the finance company, because this was I believe, and I argue this in the court papers, a very brazen, direct violation of the judgment. And more to that, the bigger picture is disrespectful, just absolute disrespect, disregard, and
disregard for the people who made it possible for them to come in. Absolutely. All of these were affirmative action jobs, and coming around now, what's coming now, all of that might go away. We might be back to 1886. So go ahead, sir.
Yeah. And, we talked about Claude Harris. He took a case all the way up to the Supreme Court on affirmative action that helped them. So to not even share information, to not allow people to speak in meetings, to exclude them. And it's not, and I don't want to make it really clear, it's not just retired members. The plaintiff in this lawsuit is an employed member. There's plenty of employed Black firefighters, part of this organization, that are part of the lawsuit that are not for this. We got a few gangsters that want to illegally sell a house, act contemptuous not only of the retired Black firefighters, but also of the court system itself. And we got Camilla Borges avoiding legal service. We have her screaming at us at a press conference today because she didn't think we had a right to speak on a sidewalk, and said what we were harassing her, and we were threatening her. She's a young or a smaller woman, and we were big, I guess, Black men. I don't know what she was trying to make, but she did that for a good 20, 30 minutes, and it was all on camera.
Racist.
Yeah. Well, and maybe she doesn't even know she's a racist. Maybe she doesn't, but it was obvious in her actions. If an alien came out of Mars and looked at this, they would say that's pretty racist.
Well, is she the attorney or one of the? What is her position?
She's the buyer. She owns this property.
Oh, she's the buyer. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
She's directing her contractors to tear down the face of this. To face it.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So they want to do this before the hearing. They want to do this before we have the hearing. We're having a court hearing on the motion for contempt to add her as a party, or her company, I should say, as a party, to add the bank. We're having a hearing. We would appreciate the community support if they came on January 8th at 1 p.m. at the Kent Regional Justice Center, Kent Superior Court. And I'll give the address on air right now. It's 401 4th Avenue North, Kent, Washington, 98032. 401 4th Avenue North, Kent, Washington, 98032. January 8th at 1 p.m. We want to fill the courtroom. It's in front of Judge Josephine Wiggs Martin. So that is one way that your listeners and the community can support us, come and have this important matter given the proper consideration that it deserves at that hearing.
What day of the week is that for people who
that
might
is
not have
a Wednesday. That's a Wednesday.
A Wednesday. Okay.
At 1 p.m.
1 p.m. I suggest also that we might want to get a carpool. I mean, be able to give people transportation out there, and I'll talk to Mr. Rye about that a little later on.
Another way, I know we don't have a lot of time. Another way the community can help us is by calling Council Member Joy Hollingsworth.
Oh, yes.
This is in her district.
Yes. Okay.
I know. I believe she will be sympathetic to us. She's expressed some interest, but
especially she's in a house that her grandmother bought almost 100 years ago.
So she should appreciate this, right? She should, and she will. I know she will. We could use her support. We could maybe do a press conference before the hearing with her and the community to get their thoughts and feelings, so the court can hear why this is important and why it should be considered carefully. And I also asked the community to call the Attorney General's office. They have some jurisdiction over this matter. We believe this is a charity. It's a civil rights organization that's helped the community. When you got $680,000 that we have no idea where it's gone, that's charitable money, we believe, and that shouldn't be pocketed or spent in any illegal manner. So we want some transparency here, and we want the policymakers, the public, to get involved.
Well, you'll have another opportunity on January 6th.
January 8th.
No, on my show. You might have another opportunity to come back on the 6th because we can get it announced again. And also go out on the podcast. But I want to get as much publicity around this and around this as possible. So I appreciate this information because really, we'll just go a few more minutes because really I think what the people don't understand is the price that Claude and everybody else paid for them to be where they are today. Right. I mean, this is a disconnect of history. Right. And this is why we find ourselves again getting ready to go through what we went through in the late 1800s. Right. Because we have a disconnect of history and the bridges that got us across. Right. And this is why we got to see something else again. I mean, Mr. Rye and I know about it. Because he was down there eating, he was down there, his folks was cooking Louisiana. They were cooking gumbo while my people was cooking neck bones and beans. But, all right. And they call it gumbo because I think they had to put some of everything in it. Some of everything to make it something. Right. So, Roberto, are you down from that way too?
No, I'm from San Francisco, but we know all that food that was like that, the stuff that the Europeans used to throw out the back door, we used to go pick up and make it some beautiful foodie stuff that the foodies would want to get. And so now all that stuff is some of the most expensive stuff that you can get now.
Well, that's what my friend down in Sanford, Florida, where I'm from. She says buying children's is almost $100, whatever. I don't eat them. I never did, but because my grandmama didn't cook them. But she told my granddad that was one thing. She wasn't cooking that in alligator.
Don't even ask about some oxtails. They're crazy.
Well, now, I'm going to cook some of those. But, Mr. Yohannes, this is wonderful in a way because we got to teach it. We have some teaching moments. We're here because our young people and the people who came, and maybe we didn't pass the torch in the right way, but you should never get the bridge who brought you across. Never, ever, ever, ever forget the bridge. I mean, always have gratitude for the people who helped us. They put their life on the line. And some people like me and Mr. Rye and some other people, we lost our livelihood in this state from trying to do this work. See, but this is really good. I mean, it didn't turn out to be a Grinch as I thought it was. It turned out to be educational and at some point uplifting because we have to understand this piece and we have to get it right. So because what's coming? Me and Mr. Rye know. And it's going to be legal. Yeah, so I want you to come back on to be able to talk about this, and I want to talk to Mr. Rye about maybe see if we can get some carpools because at this point right now I'm doing limited driving, but that doesn't mean forever. It's just right. It's on the moment. And that type of stuff. So this is good information. I reached out to Joy personally myself because I have a personal relationship with her. But she's in a house that her grandmother bought. Really and truly. So she understands legacy.
Right.
You see,
Right. And
understand?
that's what this house was supposed to be. It's supposed to be there in perpetuity for everybody that was going to be a black firefighter from now until the end of time. That they have a place that they can come, they can study. They can have a place that they can come, they can teach other folks. They can have a place where the community can meet. Mount Calvary used to have Sunday school lessons that were done inside the Black Firefighter House because it's right across from the parking lot and the car wash right there, right on the corner. So they used to bring the kids over there, and they had Sunday school in there.
Well,
so
I'm glad they're not in charge of the HBCUs because they'll put them on the block.
Right.
Okay. They'll put the HBCs on the block. Okay. How would it be up for sale? I mean, all of them.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So this is a teachable moment. And it's a moment to wake people up. And so I hope you have more opportunity. You might want to get on you might want to call Frank Barrow. I mean, they're still going over there, and some other kind of. So I'm glad Converge Media was there. I appreciate you all. I mean, I gave you all. Santa's still waiting. We said 2:15, and so we gave you a little bit more. So.
All right. Thank you, Rev Harriett. We sure appreciate you.
God bless you. Thank you for the help.
Thank you for coming on here. And this is a podcast. We have to let people know after it's going to be a podcast too. A Mother's Justice Show. All right.
It'll be available 24/7 on Alexa, on Spotify, on our podcast, and on the KKNW website. So there you go.
All righty. Then I make sure you get some eggnog and some of that alpha. What is the cake that I like? The fruit cake. Yeah, make sure you get some eggnog off a piece of fruit cake.
Well, you can get eggnog lactose free now, so that's the only way I can do it.
Okay, that's good. That's good. They were thinking about you.
My sister made a nut cake for the originated in Louisiana, and have about a pint of bourbon in the cake.
That sounds like drunk cake.
That's what I told Pastor Willie Seals. I said, now we'll give you this cake, but please don't eat any before you go to church.
That's right. Okay. That's right.
All right. Thanks, Rev Harriett.
All right. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll be talking. All right. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm your host, Rev Walden. We'll be right back. And it's Christmas. Christmas is in the air.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Oh, good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden, and I'm soloing it today with my studio manager and Christmas music. So in between, I'll be talking about Christmas and all I love about it, and what I did for my family, and what happens in my life. And I like that song. I like all the songs of Christmas. And I was telling my studio manager, I wasn't quite familiar with the first one he played, and he told me who it was. And I said, oh, okay. At least I don't know them all, by all of them. But, Motown was really popular, and it's still popular music. And I'm just so happy to be on the air. I've had some times when I wasn't feeling as well as I am today, and I'm absolutely grateful. I'm grateful absolutely for my studio audience, for my supporters, and for my virtues cards, the healing cards that I'll talk more about. And we have them available for us to be able to heal ourselves. And I'm just so grateful for this day. And guess what? It's Christmas week. And I got to see Santa on Saturday. I did. I was first in line with my family. Of course, Santa, Black Santa, is Secondary, Salisbury, one of my sons, my second oldest son. And people say, you just got a great family. And I'm just absolutely, I'm full of gratitude. I'm full of gratitude to have a family. We did have a death in our family. One of my cousins, young cousins, passed away a few weeks ago, and actually about a week and a half ago. And we were making arrangements. The family is making arrangements for that. And I've been talking to people across the nation. My Frances, who usually come on, she's at the compound up in Alabama, where they have, I don't know, maybe about 150 acres or more that they go up for Thanksgiving and Christmas. A lot of people busy out trying to get their shopping done. I understand that. I don't do a lot of shopping for Christmas. I really don't. I never did. I mean, I grew up as an only child, and everything was for me anyway. Everything was for me. I didn't have to share anything, uh, and I grew up not to be so selfish, though. I mean, this is really wonderful. And I went to Sunday school all the time, and Francis and I talk about that. We have all these good stories to swap. So anyway, I just love this time of year. You know what I love the most? I mean, I don't like to say what I love the most because I love a lot of things, but I really love the lights. It is the lights that light up the world, and you go around and you listen, you see the creativity of the people. And there's one thing about this darkness this time of year, in the northern hemisphere. So winter is here. The summer solstice has passed. The longest night has passed. And we're making it through. And I hear we're gonna have just a lot of rain tomorrow, and it might just kind of like take out some of the. You never know when it's a lot of rain and wind, who might lose power. But I'm going to get my candles and everything ready, get my phones charged up, and be prepared for whatever might come. And just be happy. Sometimes we have to just allow ourselves to be happy. And I'm one of these people who have happiness. Like sometimes it's like, oh well, I'm happy. But then there's times when you're just happy and when your face show it, everybody knows it because we used to sing that song. When you're happy and you know it, your face will really show it. So that's what's happening for me personally. I did call a few people, but nobody had any availability. And I didn't reach out across the country. I just thought I'd do this show with my studio manager and myself because I love Christmas anyway. I love Christmas. My youngest son is in Nigeria. He's having a great time over there, and my other son is at work today. We decide. I'm just planning my new year. I really don't set my calendar to maybe the second or third week in January because January is really powerful for me in different ways. We'll talk about Hiram and what happens in January a little later, but maybe not today. But we just I just love the lights. What can I say? I love all the readings and all the children pageantry at the churches when they have the programs and they sign up and have many speeches and all of those kinds of things. And a lot of the churches, COVID put a damper on religion in some ways. It's hard to have a Christmas program on Zoom. Now, I mean, some people might be creative enough to do that, but a lot of the creativity that was going on post pre-op is not the same as it is after the after COVID. See, so we have to adjust, and that's what I've been doing. I've been adjusting myself, and I went to church yesterday too. I took my grandson. He's here. He goes to school, and he goes to school at Howard University. He's a freshman, and he is just beside himself. He's seen Kamala Harris, I think, more than once there, and he's beside himself. He says, "Grandma, I want to go to church on Sunday." So when a young person asks to go to church, you always take them to the house of the Lord. And you know what I took him? Well, you know where I took him at? I took him to First AME, because I grew up AME. You've probably heard me talk about AME many, many times. Everybody who know me, and people who know me from our listening audience know that I grew up AME. And so I took him there, and to my surprise, he found people that he met people that he had already known, because he was with the HBCU, and all the things that they do. They raise money for scholarships, and he was a recipient of scholarship, and he used that money to help him go to Howard University, and so. He was so excited. He left there just having such a great spiritual time, and I was so excited for him. And met a lot of people there, Judge McCullen was there. Oh, so many people was there that and I explained to him who the AME Methodist denomination, that was the oldest African American denomination in America, and they've been around since the 1800s. In fact, Watts Night in 1862 at midnight. I mean, they started praying around 10 o'clock, praying and watching for Lincoln to sign the paper. For Lincoln to sign the paper, Emancipation Proclamation. And so I grew up going to Watts Night. I grew up going to church on New Year's Eve and praying, praying and praying, till after midnight. And it was, again, it was about history and keeping the legacy of history going. And my previous guest that was on, they were talking about an incident that's going on with the firefighters trying to sell the house that the firefighters union had bought. One of the things that I was talking about, and I'm going to continue to talk about this because I understand what most people don't understand. I have a lived experience in segregation. I'm 1946 baby, so I understand that. And what has happened in America is that we have not been able to connect the dots. The people who have come after us, who got the affirmative action jobs, and as my son says, he said, Mama, your generation was the first generation that got good jobs. And that was because of affirmative action that might go away in some ways or another. With what's coming in America, and people might not have as much opportunity. That's why you need to have a grounding in history. I've said this more than once. History, studying the culture of Western world, will absolutely give you your freedom, because most of the writings is a mythology. And see, for us who are Africans living in America, that's what I call myself, or even Negro, that we have a different kind of legacy. And we have to make sure that the people who come in behind us understand the price that the other people paid for them to get there. So that's going to be what we're talking about going forward. Is how do we connect the dots so that people understand that you never sell the property. Never sell the property, and especially on 23rd Avenue. Why would you sell the property? That kind of stuff. But you know what? Let's take another break and see. Eric is going to play Christmas music for us to enjoy. We'll just take a little break and have some Christmas music. And I don't have any eggnog with me, but I will later. And I'll have a piece of fruitcake. All right, we'll take a break.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Good afternoon. You're listening to Mother's Justice Show on 1150 AM KKNW. And this is my Christmas show. I just love this time of year. And I thank you for listening. I thank Eric for playing good music. And I want you to know it's a podcast after this. You can listen to let your friends know about it. And, just what I really love about it, because I get to be a child. I get to be a child because, it's something about the faces of the children when they see Santa Claus. And Chicken has been a Santa Claus now for many years. And it's amazing when other children come in from other ethnicities that they just run to him and give him a hug. They're so glad to see Santa. And what I've learned through this experience is that, they don't care who the Santa is. They just want to see Santa Claus. And I've gone through my phases, being anti this and anti that. But what I love is the children. They give us an example of what it is to believe. That's what I like about it. They have this deep belief that they're going to get a stranger. It's going to bring them a gift on Christmas Day. Only a child would believe that. That only a child. And that's what I like about this time of year. I love to see the children. I love to see the excitement. And I love always at Christmas time. It's always some Grinch, like they talked about today. And I said, hey, don't mess it up too bad today. But it's always some Grinch that want to steal something around this time of year. One thing about Adam Smith, the father of capitalism, is what he said. He said that there is a spirit that they said he's the father of capitalism, but he said there's a spirit in the world this time of year. That's how I read that now. My understanding. There's a spirit of this time of year that sort of like compels people to do good. I mean, and I've watched it happen. It starts in November, and it goes all the way to January 1st. And I always say, what happens if we would take that goodwill toward our goodwill and love toward others for 12 months? Oh, it would be no war. It's like, oh, that's what I'm manifesting. That's what I'm visualizing. How can that spirit that goes from November just before Thanksgiving, people started doing all this good work, and buying socks to give to the homeless people, buying people without homes, homes that they can recognize and be comfortable in. And they buy socks, and they buy hats, they buy mittens, and this is going to go on maybe to January. And there's an atmosphere of doing good. It's like, oh my God, this is so much fun, to see people doing good. And like yesterday, I mean, there was gifts being given out. I mean, to children and people that need it. I mean, and that's what it's about. And it's like, wow, this is so empowering to see this. And so on one level, Adam Smith was right that there is a spirit, but also what comes to that spirit is a Grinch. Somebody always steals something at this time of year, and the Salvation Army and all these other places are replacing it. It never fails that somewhere you're going to hear something in the news between now and Christmas Day that somebody has went in there and took the food out of the food pantry or whatever. And it's like, wow, that's part of this whole story. In the whole story, there was no room in the inn for the Christ child to be born. And so we experience that right now. We have a lot of people that don't have a place to be. So they're out there experiencing what that cold was like. I mean, of course, and that was in the southern hemisphere, so the weather was not the same. So I mean, let us be clear, it was not the same. I mean, it was because it was the weather. The northern hemisphere is cold this time of year. I mean, except for down in Arizona, maybe Florida might have some heat. Texas might get a little bit. But coming up to Pacific Northwest, you will not see another hot day in this latitude for a while. It's just not going to happen here. If so, it's going to be whatever. They say it's going to be a cold day when something freezes over. That's what would be in this latitude. But getting back to the children, I know you can remember yourself, and everybody. Some people did have disappointment, but but for children, I mean that I'll talk about this disappointment a little later on. I never had a disappointment in my whole life growing up for Christmas. I never was disappointed. Never. So I don't know what that feels like to be disappointed at that time. Because I have a holiday it's not on the calendar, the national calendar, but the holiday is January 4th. So my birthday is 10 days after Christmas, and so I always got two things. I got birthday gifts, and then I got Christmas gifts, and then I got birthday gifts, and it's like, wow. I just, sometimes growing up, you don't know how fortunate you are. But back to those children again. We just can't leave the children out. Oh, and we had in the line to see the Santa on Saturday. You know what they say in our community? It's a brand new baby. That's a new baby. It was a brand new baby there, all dressed up with the mother. It's so cool to see the children. And I believe that children have to have some moments of happiness in order to get them through, because we don't know what's coming. We never know what's coming, but all we have is every moment, because every moment is a gift. And to see those children smile, and it does a lot for the Santa too, to see the kids smile. Oh, it does, it does, it does, just like it does for me. And I go back to what I was saying in the beginning. This is the time that I really get to be a childlike. I get to be happy just because it's okay to be happy. I'm not looking for anything, but I mean, if somebody want to give me something, call me up. But, like I say, my birthday is January 4th. So if you can't do 2 days, if you can't give me a Christmas gift, please don't give me a Christmas gift and call it birthday gift. It don't rock like that. So if you can't do a Christmas gift and a birthday gift, just hold off. Hold off and give me the birthday gift, because that's my national holiday. That's the only day on the calendar is mine. And I guess Reverend Patricia Hunter came by my place this morning. I mean, because we have the Virtues cards, and I'll talk a little bit about that. But she came to purchase a set of the Virtues healing cards, and she's a Capricorn. And I said, it just dawned on me this day, this weekend, that the Christ. I mean, if Jesus was born, now, I mean, anywhere from the 20th on, he's a Capricorn. No wonder, no wonder the world got to be saved. If you want anything done, give it to a Capricorn. They'll get it done. All right, and then next to the Virgos. But we'll take a break right here, and I want to come back and talk about joy some more. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show at 11:50 a.m. KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden.
The Mother's Justice Show is brought to you by H.G. Walden and the Virtues Healing Circles. Join us for Wisdom and Wellness with Reverend Walden, a monthly virtual and in-person healing circle that focuses on community healing and growth. Learn more at virtueshealing.com. That's virtueshealing.com. Also, be sure to join our healing group on Facebook. Again, visit us at virtueshealing.com today.
Oh, good afternoon. You're listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 11:50 a.m. KKNW. And I'm your host from Walden. This is my Christmas show, and I'm having a great time talking to myself and talking to you, too. I love this time of year. I'm not jaded, I just love this time of year, and I know it's a lot of things that goes on, but I love the spirit. Like I love the spirit. And I said in the last segment, what if this spirit of goodwill and cheer that starts in November, and then sometime January 1st, the first week of January, it's like, oh, it's gone. People are back to business as usual. But what if we didn't go back to business as usual? What if we decided, and everything is a decision, what if we decided that we were going to carry this on, that we were going to carry this torch on for goodwill, for love, for charity, for lifting up people. It's like, yeah, come on, Paul, you're not heavy. We can do this. I mean, what? I mean, it's such, I know it's euphoric. I mean, I know people talk, it's a pipe. It's not a pipe dream. It's only now. This is the time. It's nothing coming. It's coming, but we want to be part of a new day. We want to be part of this new way of having this spirit with us all the time. Why not? What's holding us back from not enjoying and not being a giver, but not being part of a world where it works for everyone? Because why not? Why not all children have good shoes? Not only this time of year, but why not all the time? Let's think about 12 months of this reality, what we're experiencing now. And we send energy out into the world because, we're sending energy out into the world. We're sending energy in my prayer time and all the work I do to Gaza and to all the places where children are suffering. And may that suffering be relieved. And may all the mothers who are crying because their children was killed or because they don't have food. And we have mothers right here. We have the mothers impacted by violence who are actually is a partner with mothers on a lot of issues. And we'll be at least hosting the Mother's Justice Show about a couple of times a month. So yeah, we have to lift up, I'm not saying that the world is perfect, but I know that the Creator made it perfect, and it is our responsibility to help make that dream a reality. And this is a time of year. Let's take this energy and just take it on forward, because yes, we can. Yes, we are the people who can make a difference in the world. And we really can. Because each man is my brother and each man is my friend. That's what this is about. This is a yes. The vibrations we're saying come up higher. Let's experience this all the time. Let us be part of this reality. Let us create a new world, a new world that works for everyone. And we can start now. We can start now by enjoying the children and just watch their smiles and remembering your times. Even if it wasn't perfect, the parents was doing the best they could with the tools they had. All of our parents, no matter what place you came from, no matter what's going on, they did the very best they could with what they had in them. You can only do what's in you, and you have to grow more. If you want to have more, you got to grow more. And you got to have more. If you need more compassion, more love, we have to grow that in for people. So they can see us and know us by our deeds. I mean, this is we're talking about. I mean, I'm a pastor, and I'm not a pastor. I'm a minister. I don't have a church. You're my church. I mean, I have a worldwide audience, so it's cool. But it's like, why not? Why not? Why not us? As Russell Wilson father always said, why not you, Russell? And I said, why not us? Why not we be the ones? Why not we make the declarations and say, oh, yeah, yes, we can. We can be like the children. We can be believers. We can believe that a stranger, somebody I do not know, is going to bring me something on Christmas morning. Well, I want to just get a little bit about my Christmases. Talk about the end. I want to give you some information about the Virtuous Healing cards because you might not get the gift you want, but you might be able to buy them from Virtuous Healing, virtuoushealing.com. Well, from the time that I was 2 years old, you know my story. I was raised by my grandparents. I personally don't know my mother. I don't remember her. She died when I was 2. I was raised by my grandparents on my father's side. Didn't get to see my mother's people till I was 8 years old. I don't know what's going on at that time, but I do know that I had good Christmases and birthdays. And it was always something. And our ritual was I got sparkles. I'd be outside with the sparkles. And, I don't know if you know what a sparkle is, but it's not a real firework. It just lights up and sparkle, but it could burn your hand. But I always had that. We had a fireplace, and I left a cake. I left a slice of cake for Santa Claus. Oh, and in those days, I didn't know why, but my aunt Audrey, she's in spirit now. All my family is in spirit. My immediate family who birthed me and raised me. She would leave, but we would leave a cup of. She would leave. I would leave a cake up there, and I get to drink. I get a can of a Pabst Blue Ribbon. I didn't drink it all, but I didn't know then it was so I would just go on to sleep. So I had that, and then I got up on Christmas morning, and it was always a lot there because my stepmother, Alice Walden, she's in spirit too. But I always got a big box of something on Christmas, and 10 days after that, I got another box for my birthday. So yeah, and I always had good food. My grandmother was a great cook. We cooked on a wood stove. Yeah, I'm one of those who cooked on a wood stove. Hey, I could cook on a wood stove because I have some scars on my arm to show that. But I'm telling you, it was always good. I never had a disappointing Christmas in my life when I was growing up. And I did the best I could for my children, hey. And then I learned how to celebrate birthdays the most because when you have a lot of children, it's like, okay, let's do birthdays. We did do Christmas, but birthdays was more important for us. Again, because my birthday is January 4th. It's a national holiday. It ought to be. I mean, I think we should petition. So my hot birthday will be a national holiday since I love birthdays. So don't care about numbers. So who cares about numbers? Just a number. Oh, well, let's get back to the children before we go off. We're going to talk a little bit more about those little ones. And we want to bless them. We want to send a special blessing out to the world for the children, for their parents, and all the parents who don't have what they need or what they want. and how the sorrow is. There's a lot of sorrow with parents who don't have to give something to their children because they want to be able to be better parents. I know that. I know what that feels like. I mean, sometimes I give a jar, your own cup, your own mug with jelly beans in it. Give something. Because we can give love, and that's what this is about. This time of year, how can we just love on each other? Love on each other. And guess what? If you don't get the right gift that you want, and you want to make a difference in somebody else's lives, well, please go to the Virtuous Healing Circle. Our website is Virtuous Healing. Of course, we know www.virtuoushealing.com, and you'll see beautiful cards there that can impact your life and other people's lives so well. Again, it's www.virtuoushealing.com, and that's another part of what I'm doing. I want to heal the world in a different way. Why not heal the world from love? Everything else has failed. So let's just really try love. War didn't get us there. Hatred didn't get us there. Starving people didn't get us there. All the wars that's going on in the world did not get us there. Let's try a new approach. And that's what the master said. He said, love. Why not? Why not love? Why not love? You know what you give out is a boomerang. And sometimes it don't come back from the people you know, but it always comes back. God always have a blessing for us. Always an angel somewhere. Always. Always. Oh, the one of the shows we might do a show about angels and let people talk about their angel story. Everybody got an angel story. Everybody got an angel story. That something came out of the blue and helped you. A thought, a word, a bird, a phone call, a card in the mail. Oh, or maybe a card on the internet, on these cards that they send on the internet, and on Facebook and all of that. But again, as we wrap up our show here, and coming in a few minutes, I want to know that I love you. Absolutely love you. And also, I want to thank people who have supported our show. We've been on since 2014. I want to thank you. I want to thank you for your generosity of spirit and the belief in us, okay? You believed in us and continue. Because it is the power of belief that also will change the world. Let's be part of that change. Let us be part of the change that we want to see in the world. The change. Let us not be afraid to say I am. I care. I really care. I care for you. I have generosity, and I thank you. I really thank all the people who supported us. And you know what I want to thank? I want to thank my ancestors because they went through all those years of being seasoned so I could be here today, and I thank them too. And we're going to have to be going here in a few minutes. We don't have a few minutes, just a short time now. But I want to appreciate you listening to me and take a little love with you. And remember, virtuoushealing.com. It will help heal your heart. I know it'll help heal your heart. All right. Well, I want to thank Eric. I want to thank Eric. I mean, my studio manager and the other Eric that works. So, oh yeah, I just talked to him today, wishing him happy holidays. And I want to thank Eric. I mean, he always comes through with the right music for me, or play a song I wasn't quite thinking about, and I learned something new. I'm just so grateful for being able to learn and being able to say Merry Christmas to you all. Merry Christmas to the staff at Hubbard Radio and all of their listeners and all the people who participate and have a show on Hubbard Radio and 1150 AM KKNW. Oh, I'm your host, Reverend Walden. Have a Merry Christmas, and I'll be back next week. Have a Merry Christmas, and take care. Be safe and love. Spread love. All right. Thank you so much for listening to the Mother's Justice Show on 1150 AM KKNW. I'm your host, Reverend Walden. I send you great cheer and prayers and love. Thank you.